Well, hello
Hello,
and
everyone.
happy birthday, Kelly.
Thank you.
And we
It's
were
been
supposed to have a Myrtle who said he was going to be able to join us today. He's been super sick for a while. No
no.
sign of him yet. So it could be like unexpected exam, internet went out, or hopefully he didn't like take a turn for
Hope
the
not.
worse.
Maybe he needed an unexpected nap, which I mean, we've all
Naps
been
are
there.
good. Yeah, I
Nap,
would approve of a
naps are
nap for
good.
sure.
Yeah. Oh, and that says happy birthday, Daddy.
She's trying to figure out how old you were because she just remembered that you were old enough to be her daddy.
I am. I'm younger than Jake. Let's put it that way. Jake's birthday is the 16th. It's a big one for him. It's a big one. I'm planning a surprise for him because it's a big one. This
How
is like
much of a surprise does it have? Like, does he listen to the stream? Is there any chance in hell that he listens
no,
to the
he
stream?
doesn't
Okay.
listen to the stream. He's at the gym right now.
Yeah, okay. That's what I
He's,
figured.
he's working out right now. He's not listening. So I mean, don't tell him.
I lips are sealed.
Yeah, Annette, don't tell him. Yeah, Jake is gonna be 50, so it's a big one for him. But yeah.
So,
So yeah, we celebrated over the weekend. Oh, thank you, Foxanne.
remember for 22 months. Happy birthday, Kelly.
I know.
Nice.
How many months have I been a member? I mean, I joined like the first day, so we've got to be getting close to almost 24 months for you, right?
It might be at that point.
Might be. It's close.
Test your membership milestones, people.
Yeah, I mean, I might be close because I know I joined up either the first or second day, so got to be close. Yes,
And
but thank you.
I like have a new record for members because so not this past Friday, the Friday before, Jeff Kane and Matt gifted a bunch of memberships, like
Oh,
70.
oh
And
my
then
gosh!
last Friday, Jeff Kane gifted another 50. I'm at like 192 members now. And
Oh
all I
my
can think about
god!
is like, I don't have enough plants. I don't
You
have enough plants
don't.
to go around.
I'm
Everyone is
gonna
just
have
gonna
to.
get a
I'm gonna
sprig.
have to chip in. Myrtle and I are gonna have to help you.
I know.
I actually don't have a surplus of plants right now because I'm in the process of redoing all my tanks. So I've gotten rid of most of my bulk.
You got rid of the stuff that was causing you grief in terms of like dividing and trimming and all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just can't believe how happy the rainbows are. They are so much more colorful and active, and I see them more. And
Nice.
yeah, and it's still gonna be solid plants. It's just gonna be thick on one side and then gradually go down and then carpeted on the right. So, show you what I've got
So,
so far. I
and
mean,
then
it's
meanwhile,
good.
Garden said, "Happy birthday, Daddy!" and 20-month milestone. Nathan said, "I'm ashamed of how low my membership is,"
Yeah,
and no shame at all, Nathan. Better
no
late than never.
shame. That's
We're just
right.
glad you joined the community.
That's right.
Which becoming a member doesn't mean you're joining the community like
That's
that.
right. You can join just by showing up. I
Mhm.
mean, you kind of need to subscribe. I feel like, come on.
I would appreciate that for
If you're
sure.
watching this and not subscribed, like, what are you doing with your life? Like,
I would definitely subscribe today. Hint, hint.
I mean, yeah.
um, let's see. Geek Boy said, "I don't want to waste it on a test," but he did anyway. Member for 23 months. And then Craig
Brooklyn
gifted
is
a membership, and Dennis, Big Bionic Bigfoot, got the membership. So thank you very much, Craig.
oh, that's nice. Brooklyn is making angel hair pasta with meat sauce. So yesterday I made spaghetti and meatballs, and I made homemade noodles. I made the pasta even. So that was really good. That was my birthday meal because I love tomatoes so much. So much. But I can't
And
eat
they
them.
hurt.
Oh God, I can't eat them 2 days in a row. Like my mouth is all swollen up, and yeah, I should never eat a tomato. But damn it, they're the best. They're my favorite. So yeah.
Enrico says it's like 2 weeks till we both hit 24 months. Ooh, okay. So
Okay. Yeah. So,
we're
and I
September.
also joined Rico right away. So I'm almost at 24
Nice.
months for him too, because I'm sure I joined you both the same day, if not, or close to it.
Yeah,
So
something
that's
like that.
exciting. Very exciting. But, man, I wish Myrtle was here, but
Yeah.
he's feeling better.
So what
So
kind of new plants did you get? Also, I'm hearing myself as in an echo. I don't know what
sound
happened.
fine on my end. I don't.
I think it might be. It's coming.
Us.
Well, now I don't. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
you sound fine here. So I got some stuff from Lee May. So if you ever go on Facebook, what is it called? Like Plant Swap or Rare Plant Swap or
There's a
auction, quick
few.
auctions, Facebook quick auctions. That's
That's the
what.
one that I lurk
Yeah.
a lot.
But now I kind of just email her direct. I just message her directly. So her name is Lee May, Limei. She lives in Brooklyn. And if you know anything about Brooklyn, they have super, super soft water on the tap there. So she grows all the stuff. And I think all she does is plant farm rare stuff and sell it. I think that's all she does. So, yeah. But, anyways, every time I've ordered from her, they always come in great shape. So I got Warblixa japonica because the stuff I had was doing well. But if you let that go without CO2, it just melts, it dies. And it was out without CO2 for a little bit. So it died. So I
Yeah,
got some
I
of that.
lost mine too.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll get that back. And then I also got Blixa species Roban, which is like a really, really red Blixa.
I need
And
to
it
look that up.
looks really good. I love all Blixas. I've grown a couple of them. They're all awesome. And then
How do
I
you
also got
how do you spell that? Oh, is it
R O R O
ROBAN?
B A N. ROBAN. Yeah. It's
Oh,
floating at the top here, so I can just show it to you. I can reach it.
it's so bright.
Sorry. I mean, it's really, really pink.
Oh, it's actually a nice height to it as well. Is that taller than the japonica gets?
No, that's Japonica gets about that height. The one that gets really tall is Obertii, which I have grown before and I really like it, but I don't think it's appropriate for a 40 breeder. I think it's more appropriate for I would say 75 it would be okay in, or even a 55.
Does it take a lot of light?
29. Yes, and you can't grow any Blixa without CO2.
Okay, so like I couldn't put it in the 90 with two Fluval 3.0s like that would.
I think it might be okay. I think it. I don't know. Your 90 is kind of tall.
It's 24 inches tall.
CO2 is really critical for it. I wouldn't say it's hard to grow. You don't need crazy soft water, but you have to have CO2. So Greg says he just got Roban also. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm looking forward to growing it. And I love all Blixas. I think they look really, really great. I've grown them before. So anyways, I got those two. And then I also got Echinodorus Aflame, which is a new one to me, but it's kind of like a mini sword that's red. It's very small. I think it does spread. I don't think it spreads crazy. We'll find out. But it's about that high and it has slightly broadened leaves. It's not a big old sword. Let's put it that way.
Let's see. I just want to see what it looked like, and I guess I will share with the rest of the class. You can tell me which one is a better representation of what it looks like, because this is like a super deep purple here. It looks like.
It is a really deep purple. So Ryan says Blixa japonica sends lots of runners for me. Good propagating plant. I would agree. It'll form a nice fat clump. And then it's actually a stem plant. You can just pull those little clumps off there, little side shoots off there and propagate them. Yeah, I mean, you just can't go without CO2 on it. Now, if you have crazy soft water, maybe you can get away with it, but not in my water. It has to have CO2. So.
Yeah, I mean, mine the Blixa japonica I had, it was sprouting runners. It was looked like it was going to be fine, and then one day I check on it and it's not there anymore. And maybe it got uprooted and floated away, but I never found it again.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Rico says, nice fat clump. Never been so appropriately described.
I'm a nice fat clump
That's
too.
very a nice fat clump. Yeah, so Echinodorus aflame is really purpley. The stuff I have is submersed. Everything she sends is submersed. So if you grow from her, I mean, it's not cheap, but if you want rare stuff, she's a
Yeah.
good person to buy from, and you can friend her. I just friended her on Facebook, and now I just message her directly if there's something I want. So
Yeah, I
for me.
should try to make friends with her too, because I scroll through that quick auctions thing and it's so much like
It's
here's
so
an
crazy.
Anubias leaf that has some white on it,
I
$10,000.
know. Well, and the thing is, I had bid on something and I got outbid, and she just messaged me back and said, "Hey, do you want me to throw some of that in with your package for?" I think it was $8 a plantlet or
Yes.
something. And I'm like, yes, I would like it. So
Anything else you got to throw in? I will take
no,
it. Yeah.
thank you, Eric.
Oh, Greg says she's on Etsy. He
Oh,
buys your stuff on
she is.
Etsy.
Oh, that's
Cool.
great. And the other thing I love about her, so because she's a Chinese, I don't know if she's a Chinese citizen. I don't know her personally at all, but she always wraps her stuff with Chinese language newspapers.
Oh, are you learning a new language in the process of buying plants?
I'm not, but I always love it. I love it that they're Chinese newspapers wrapping my stuff. So
Nice.
yeah. So
That's
thank
like if
you,
you've ever seen
Eric.
an unboxing from Dan, whenever he gets like a South American shipment, he like or I don't know where it comes from, but like he can tell when the newspaper is in I don't know if it's Spanish or Portuguese or what.
Yeah, I mean he gets some fun newspapers, but yes, hers are always in Chinese, so I like it. But so I got that, and then I also got plans from you, and you sent me some really good stuff. So you sent me Logonandra boldiae, which is something I've wanted a long time.
I'm sorry it took so damn long to get that.
So
It went away and I thought it was gone forever. And then one day it just like said, "Oh, I'm still alive," because the roots were still good. But man, this stuff grows super slow. And you can like what I sent you was not very much, but it's literally like half of what I have. It's super slow.
so for reference, I bought when Steven started his plant farm. This was one of the tissue culture cups I bought for him to share crop his plant farm. And it's super, super slow. So I think, is it Logonandra boldiae pink I got you?
I think it was just red.
Yeah. It's
It
kind
doesn't have a
of,
whole lot of color on it though. I don't
yeah,
know if
it
maybe
grows
because of my
like a
light.
crypt, a really, really slow crypt. Really
This is a good
slow. But
representation of the spot algae on the bottom leaves because that's what I was dealing with for a while too.
hopefully my snails will take care of it, my
Yeah,
Python snails. So, which by the
it's a
way, I saw Dan has Clethon snails in stock.
ooh.
Um, they are a little pricey, but I might order them from Dan because, like, I know that Dan knows how to count. And I ordered them from another place and they don't know how to count. I ordered 30 and they can't count to
Well,
30.
also I ordered from a place, and not only do they not know how to count, but they didn't know what a clethon was compared to
Oh,
like
that's
the
not good.
regular sesame seed leaving behind
Mm,
asshole neorites.
Brooklyn's nightmares.
It seems to have died down. I wonder if just because the
Yeah, maybe
snails
they
are
aged
dead.
out. I have a
I don't
lot
know.
of them, and some of them have gotten really big. I accidentally sent one to Nathan Hubby, so thanks. You know, take good care of my snail. I guess I'm not gonna make you send it back, but
Bonus snail.
no.
This is
But
great news. I just saw in chat from Eric. Might have finally found a job.
oh, God, I'm crossing my
Good.
fingers. I hope
Me too.
so. This would be the Christmas present we all want for you, Eric.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I know what it's like to be unemployed. It's so stressful.
It is, especially
mean,
around this time of
yeah.
year. Oh my God.
I was unemployed for 9 months between leaving academia and starting medical writing, and it was hard. It was hard. Thank God for Jake. I mean, he bought all my cat food. He brought my groceries. I think he paid my rent 1 month. I mean, God, it's hard. So I'm crossing my fingers for you. Yeah.
Definitely.
So yes, that's good news. So other plants, Steven sent me the Rosen Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
The
My favorite is Crypt ever.
Yeah, which was originally from Greg, right?
Yep.
So
Greg's Planet Tank sent me. He sent me a few crypts. This one being the one that like really took off. I probably have some of like the gecko or what it was, a green one.
gecko.
That
And that's the Lentii type. Yeah.
Yeah, and that one's in the tank behind me somewhere, I believe. He also sent me Pink Flamingo, and it did what Pink Flamingo crypts do in my tanks.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But
I've always wanted to grow the Rosen Maiden, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And
it'll do well. It even does well in without CO2. It's in Jenna's 55 doing fine.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I have a nice little spot reserved for it, so it should grow a nice little clump. And then you also sent me that Ariel Collin.
Yeah, the Malayator or thing.
Malayator, yeah. And I mean, I have my feather duster Ariel Collin from Myrtle that I love, which I should divide and send to you because it's done really well. It's slow but steady. Mm-hmm. I think it needs CO2. I'm not certain. I wouldn't want to try it without it because it's so slow.
Yeah, if I get a plant I haven't heard of, it automatically goes into injected CO2 tank just to make sure. I want to see what it does and what it can do. Once I have enough to like kind of screw around with and experiment, then I'll put it in low tech.
And put it like near the front at first so it doesn't get lost until you're pumped. That's what I did. I kept it at the front until it got big enough, and I'll show it to you. See if you can see it. See that tall grassy plant?
In the back, yeah? Right there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And
nice.
It's just a few blades.
So it's a good background plant.
I think like so, especially
for
in
a 40 or something.
I mean, it's so slow. I mean, honestly, I would love to do a whole background of it because it's very manageable, but it is very, very slow. So I might chop and prop that clump and send you a little piece. So yeah, it is slow.
Nathan has run into the age-old problem of having too many plants. So he's asking, would anyone be interested in plants if I was to start selling some of mine? Dwarf Sag, Val, Kabamba, Ludwigia broadleaf, Frogbit, Salvinia. That's the stuff that grows super fast.
Yeah, and I guess I would say if you have a club near you that has auctions, that's the sort of thing that can do well at auctions. I don't know what your market is like. I can't say for certain. But if you have a club that has auctions, take a bunch of them and they'll move. Yeah. It's harder to sell easy plants online, I think. Because you want rare things.
Well, and if you do, it's like you can sell them. Like I sold them on eBay, but when you sell them on eBay, you've got to compete with the other people that are selling them from farms and are just like drop shipping. Basically, they can charge very little and still make a decent margin. Whereas, like I'll charge the same and with free shipping, and then I end up making like $1 or $2 profit.
Yeah, I think
like, that's not worth it.
People who sell online who do well are people who do rare stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to do well with more common things, auctions are where it's at because you'll get people who they are not necessarily great at plants. They're not necessarily super knowledgeable about plants, but they just want bulk. And they would love a bag of your Frogbit or your Ludwigia or something like that. So look at clubs in the area. I know Florida has some clubs. I don't know a lot about it, but that's a thing I would research. And
If
I
it's a
do know
club of
people make
just
money
like
with
fish nerds, they may not be plant nerds, but those fish people, the
it. Sure.
breeders, they always want guppy grass.
Absolutely.
They
They
love
always want
Java fern
floaters. They
floaters.
always want easy plants. And so, they'll have auctions, and even at meetings, sometimes they'll have quick auctions or like stuff like that. So it's a good way to sell your plants. But I don't know that people who sell online common plants are very successful. So that would be my
It defined success. I could get them to
yeah,
sell. It just was not worth my time
not worth
at
your
all.
time. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that's where, because also the other thing is like shipping can be really tricky. So right now in Florida is a really nice weather, but up here it's freezing.
Yeah, I was a little
You'd
worried.
have to ship them from somewhere where it's hot to me, and the post office is so slow. And then,
Yeah.
in the summer it gets so hot. So, and if you're going to sell them for money, you got to have some customer service, some guarantees,
Mhm.
Yeah.
You have to deal with people, and then
Yeah,
if
and
they don't
I
know
don't
how
want
to
to
grow the
do that.
plant, that might become your fault.
Yep.
June, thank you for giving me money for Kelly's birthday. I like getting paid for other people's birthday.
Thank you,
Put that in the
dude.
Fat Kitty College Fund.
I mean, we got us. He needs an education.
Yeah.
So Nathan says, June, I don't go to the club here. I heard really bad things about most of the people. Keyword is heard, though. So I don't know the whole story. So what I would say is, I don't know what part of Florida you were in, but Grant and Shelby go to local clubs there. Maybe you should ask them where they go, where they like to go. So maybe that would be a good option for you. Yeah. And thank you,
Yeah.
Noelle.
Hi, Noel. So, time factor. I'm wondering if Austin is scheduled today, because don't we have a little bit of plans today, and of
We
course,
have some
plant
plans.
questions. Ask all the plant questions, because that's what we're here for.
Right, but we do have we have stuff planned. We're people who plan things.
Yeah.
So, what is going
Let me
on in
see.
there, cats? I don't
Cats
know.
doing cat things.
The cats are super worked up. So, we have a lot of cat drama. So, there's this Schnitzel is this cat that I'm trying to convert into an indoor cat as it gets cold. I've raised him since he was a kitten. He's been so friendly. He used to spoon with me all the time. I would pet his head. He was chill. He would sleep in the pet beds. The day before Thanksgiving, Jake was standing by the door and he stood on Big Kitty's tail. And Big Kitty yelped and then he ran up the stairs
Oh.
and it set off this chain of events that culminated into a 45-second multi-cat fight. And the upshot of it is that like Schnitzel won't forgive me. He's mad at me.
Hmm.
And he doesn't want me to pet him, and he hides in the basement, and he doesn't like me anymore.
He needs some time.
Cats, man. And Jake's like, well, 2 years later, he'll like you. God damn it, cats. So last night, I had some whipped cream that I whipped up for my dessert, and I fed him some whipped cream off of my finger. I let him lick it off.
And now he loves you forever.
No,
Again,
he's
right?
still
What?
mad, but we're working
Oh.
on it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Cats.
He's like, that's a start. Just keep that up every day for the next few weeks, and we'll think about it.
I mean, like a dog, they'd be like, "Oh, I love you anyways. I forgive you. We're best
Yeah.
friends, right?"
Yep. You don't have to earn anything from a dog.
I know, it's so difficult. So, but thank you, Brian. Merry birthday, Kelley.
Oh, thank you, Peplin, for the $5 for the Fat Kitty College Fund. Okay, so it looks like Austin's scheduled for a late night, 10:30
Okay.
Central tonight.
All right.
So Nabokov, Hygropenatifida S. repens just got done tearing the tank apart a bit and moving swords. What's the best way to pull off leaves on brittle plants without really uprooting them?
I would just chop the tops off of them if they look
Mhm.
good and replant the tops.
Yeah.
I don't try to save brittle stems because they're not healthy. They're just gonna get algae on them. I would, if you have like nice looking tips, I would cut those off and replant those, and then they'll do well if they, once they have good circulation and nutrients. And if you do CO2, they'll get CO2 exposed to them, good light. But that's what I would do.
Mhm.
Don't try to save bad plants. Like, what was it? There was somewhere where it was on the Discord. Someone showed a picture of a Java fern just covered in.
Oh yeah, the BBA. Yeah, that's a
I
tough
would
one
just
because
throw
there
it
are
out.
things that would eat it. And see, I'm reluctant to tell anyone to throw it all away because like that's money, and there's
It
you
is,
know,
but like you're not gonna save it and it's gonna spread. I mean, if it's that far gone, there's nothing to save. Now,
it
like if
kind of
you
looked
have
like it
an,
was already spread on the hardscape and stuff. Like that's
yeah,
the
I
thing. Like
mean,
once you
so
have BBA in a tank, you're
yeah.
gonna have to be diligently fighting it for the life of the tank.
Yeah, and I would just, I've had Java ferns that are like totally infested with BBA, and I've done the route of like peroxide dips or Excel dips, and like just throw it out. I would just throw it
Mhm.
out. It's not, there's no coming back from something. That one was bad. Like, you're not going to come back from that.
So follow up to Nabokov fans question. He said, base leaves have VBA. Tops are healthy, but not long enough for topping. So how long is long enough for topping?
I mean, if
How
it's
many
that
leaves
long,
or
it's
how many
long enough.
nodes?
I mean, like one node. I mean, like if you have a tip that looks good that is long enough to anchor, it's good enough. Or
Yeah,
you
it's
can
the
just top it, take the stem, strip off all the bad leaves, and plant
Mhm.
that.
I have
But
never
like,
had that work for me, but I've like, and the other thing is like he was saying later in the chat, like just you got to have the will and the diligence to fight that algae. And I used to be like that, and now I have like 20 tanks and a lot of plants, and so there is no plant in my house that I consider too sacred to throw away at this
no. And
point.
the thing is something like Java fern, it's not rare. It's
Right.
accessible. I mean, yeah, you spent money on it, and I get money doesn't grow on trees, but it's not like an expensive rare plant. And it's, yeah,
Hmm.
just chuck it. Thank
So
you, Bags, and thank you, Oinky. Thank you. So, hot plans for my birthday. So, we celebrated over the weekend. We went out to a fancy Chinese restaurant on Saturday. Then yesterday, I made spaghetti, which is my favorite meal. And today, I'm making French onion soup. That's it. So, I guess that's my hot plan. And I'm gonna do my water changes and plant some things, and then I'm gonna knit. Wow, I'm exciting.
that's yeah.
Yeah, so I have knitting to do because I'm knitting something for my secret Santa person. So I'm not like a delinquent, okay? So don't public shame me. Like
It's
I'm
all right.
going as fast as I can.
Our Secret Santa recipients, the stuff we ordered just came in today. I think we're gonna get out in the mail shortly. But yeah, it's the holidays. Things happen.
Right. Yeah. So
Uh,
don't public shame me. I'm trying.
our public execution.
That's right. Yes. And Cora works. I love French onion soup. I love it. It's really
Yeah,
good.
we were talking about that backstage, and like
No.
I love the onion soup and I love the cheese bread. Just I don't want the bread in the soup because it's so soggy. So I just
Yeah, you just
give me
need
the
your
toast on the
cheese toast
side.
on the side. Yeah.
Hmm.
But I love the cheese toast in the soup. I love everything about it. So,
Too wet.
and I can't really make it for Jake because Jake just can't handle that many onions. He will fart too much. And our relationship can only survive so many challenges.
So many farts. Is there a quantity of farts
God damn it, we've
that's just
gotten
too
close
many?
to it. There's just, oh my
Do you
God.
have a clicker?
I should. I mean, god damn it. I've never met a human being who farted more than him. It's difficult times. It's difficult
Yeah.
times. So, yeah. Adam agrees with you. Or, no, Noelle agrees with you. Soggy bread dishes are not for her.
Mhm.
Well, but Adam watched a video on a 17th century French onion soup. I would totally watch that. That sounds good. Yeah. So Oinky says, please forgive me if I ask a stupid question. None of your questions are ever stupid. Oinky.
There are no stupid questions.
That's right. Have you ever found any plants with no roots develop roots faster by floating them than in the substrate? Or did I just have a happy Rotala accident? So sometimes what will happen is if you have your Rotala and it floats and it's kind of going horizontally, you'll get a lot of roots going from the internodes. And then what you can do is you can just plant it like that. And then all of a sudden you have like a patch of Rotala.
Yeah.
So I would say that in general, Rotala likes to form those lateral roots. They're called like
Are they called aerial roots, even though they're not in the air?
they would be like interstitial roots, I guess I would call them.
That's
so
a big word.
nodes. Yeah, between the nodes. And I think that does happen I've seen it happen really easily when you're floating it because it's trying to anchor to something. And so it's reaching down into that.
Yeah, I mean, Rotala is a really good example of a stem plant that if you just get clippings of it and you want there to be roots to help it stay down better, it's a good one to just float. And yeah, you're gonna get roots on every single node, but
Yeah.
you can trim those off if you get the roots at the bottom and planted. But yeah, that's the roots can be helpful. Like this last plant farm shipping, Zen only requested one plant, but I asked her if she wanted anything else, and like I said, S. repens was one that I had extra of, and she said she had tried that one, but it kept getting like water changes and whatnot. It kept floating to the top, and I'm like, yeah, that's a little tiny one that you like if you've got asshole like Cory cats, like big old chunky Cory cats. So I sent her some with like 4 inches of root on it. So hopefully that'll help.
I have only grown that one in a tank with pygmy Corys, and they're too small to really like bother anything. So yeah. So Adam says that Townsend's channel is where he saw the onion soup, and I have watched that channel. I think it's really cool. He does cooking from like 1700s Europe. Is kind of what he specializes in, and it is really cool. And Corework says make their mushroom ketchup. It's so tasty. I would totally make that. That sounds really cool.
Interesting. I like mushrooms. Like I like the taste. I like the texture. I don't care.
I'm pro mushroom. Yeah, me too. And they're food I'm not allergic to. So
it seems like something that I wouldn't like. So it is odd, but it's probably like my relationship with vegetables is a healthy one because I grew up in a very, very poor household. My parents grew their own stuff, and so there was no like option. Like this is what we're having tonight, or you're gonna be hungry. And I wasn't a fan of being hungry. So
I really like someone who just eats what I cook. You know, I appreciate that because like Jake eats what I cook him. He's not picky. There's a few things like he would eat the French onion soup, but we would all pay.
Cow shit flowers are not food. No, the cow shit flowers, that's the psychoactive ones, right? Specifically the ones that grow on cow patties. not that we God, I don't even want to get into that because like freaking Alex's channel got shut down for a week.
No, we're talking about the food ones. I have grown mushrooms before. They're fun to grow. Also, I've foraged for a lot of mushrooms. And I mean, there are mushrooms that I forage for that I really love. Morels, those are a big one in the northern part of the country. So those are really good.
What's 1 + 1? LOL, is that a smart question? You know what makes it a smart question? Is if you didn't know the answer and you didn't pretend to know the answer.
That's true.
Ask. That's what makes it a smart question.
That's right. I mean, we could tell you, but then we would deprive you of the joy of looking that one up. So Rico, I would agree. You're not a very picky eater. Yeah. And I guess I am somewhat picky. I have a lot of food allergies, but that's why I cook, because I feel like, if you're going to be picky, you should learn to cook. And if
Mhm.
and if you don't want to cook, you shouldn't be picky. You should eat what's put in front of you.
I am very good at eating what's put in front of me.
That's
For
right. And
sure.
Jake is too. He is too.
Forage nature's shoplifting. I like that.
It's true, yeah. Oh, I also like chanterelles. I forage for those. I forage for a lot of mushrooms, but my favorites are morels and chanterelles. Those are really good.
That would scare me. Like
So
I
good.
could not tell you the difference between mushrooms. I would see them on the ground. I've just been taught, like, you only eat the mushrooms that your parents cook for you. The ones you get in the store. Trust the corporations when it comes to mushrooms.
Some mushrooms are really easy to forage for. I would say morels are so easy, but I don't know if they grow down there. I don't really know a lot about. I don't know the plants down there. So, and Brooklyn says, Kelley, you are not picky. Eric is super picky. I mean, there are a lot of foods I wish I could eat. I just can't.
We could take Eric foraging for chicken tenders. He'd like that.
And I like a lot of healthy foods, which is good.
I like a lot of healthy foods, and I
You
like to eat a
do,
lot
yeah.
of them.
You eat a lot of vegetables, so that's a good thing. We should all.
I mean, of course, I eat a lot of vegetables in Louisiana, so there a lot of them are sometimes, Cajun fried, slathered in butter, just
Yeah.
enhanced in the most glorious of ways.
The food down there is so good. Oh my god, it is so good. Like, wow, every restaurant we went to, I was just like, wow, it's so good.
Let's
It's
see.
not expensive.
Shady Grady wants to know, have you ever tried growing Monstera in a tank like Pothos? I was given a beautiful, huge clipping with 3 leaves and want to put it in one of my tanks. I think Brooklyn gave me Monstera.
Yeah.
And I think I failed hard with it. And because I don't know where it is anymore.
Yeah, so I am growing, and it depends on the Monstera. So don't grow Monstera deliciosa, okay? When I was in Costa Rica, I saw those in the wild. They like to be a 30-foot vine growing up a tree. Like, I don't even know why people grow those as a house plant. It's ridiculous. But I'm growing Monstera adansonii, which is also known as Swiss cheese plant.
Which is, yep, is exactly what Big Steve just said too. Adansonii out of his tanks.
And it grows so well. It's just as easy as Pothos, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, I started that from one little plant that I got at the garden center for $7. And it's done really, really well. So I would recommend that one. I think it's a really cool plant. So, and Brooklyn says Steven the Monstera is in the back of the mosh pit.
She knows my tanks better than I do. Like, she's really observant. Like, when I need someone to spot what's it called, Hydra, I call Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, she does have an eagle eye. I would say that's true about Brooklyn. Brooklyn, you'd be so proud of me. We cleaned my office. It was hard.
Well done.
I did what I could of it, and Jake just drove it home. Like, I was cooking Thanksgiving dinner, and he just went in there and he just finished it. So, yeah.
Wait, he just on his own went in there and finished it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need an accountability partner to really do anything properly. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I think that sometimes it's hard to do things for yourself, and it's easier to do things for another person. So I had already thrown the things out I wanted to throw out, and he just did the rest. So yeah, it was good. It was nice to have help. And now I have room for more terrariums, which is kind of my plan for my office, is to have a bunch of terrariums. My Oaza Bioherb is in there, which I love. I love looking at it. It makes my work day.
It's doing well so far. Like, no issues with it.
Yeah, and the African violets are getting buds.
So would you recommend that Bio Orb to Like, is it worth it? Because I know it was a really expensive piece, and
I mean, it
the
just
feature of it is that it automatically mists, like
yeah, it
fogs.
automatically mists. It has a light and it has a humidity sensor. I would say that I love it. I'm glad I have it. I just don't think I can recommend it because it's like $500.
Yeah, that's
And it's just a lot of money for what it is. I might buy another one.
a.
I mean, because I really do love it and it looks so good. And Jake's like, I think it needs a friend. It's lonely.
I
So,
mean, what would you recommend as like an affordable, reasonably priced alternative to that?
I would recommend I don't know where she got it, but Victoria, she has a huge glass bowl. I think she has like a 30-gallon glass bowl. And you can make a terrarium with that, and you just put a piece of glass on the top as a lid, or plexiglass just setting across the top of it, and I think that would work quite well, and it would hold the moisture in like a terrarium. It wouldn't have the integrated mister and fan and all that, but it would still be beautiful, and it would be globe shaped. So I think that's
Mm.
what I would do. I would do a big bowl. And I mean, I think Grant and Shelby also have a huge bowl. I don't know. I've got to ask them where they got it. But I think that's what
Yeah.
I would do. And then you need to do a false bottom with gravel or leca at the bottom, and just do it like a traditional terrarium. So Jay says, I think it's acrylic. Okay, that's good to know.
Okay.
The Biorb is also acrylic, which would be nice because it could get kind of heavy otherwise. But I
Mhm.
think that would be fun. The Biorb is only 16 gallons. So, I mean, the one Victoria has, if it's like $30, it's huge. So, yeah. Yeah. I think I would recommend that as a more budget conscious choice that would still be beautiful. I mean, you can still make a really beautiful terrarium. That said, I mean, I do really like my Biorb, but I don't think I can recommend something that expensive for what it is. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I still need to do the terrarium jar. Like, we me and Brooklyn are going to do ours eventually. We like, I don't, God, how many freaking projects we have on the backlog now, Brooklyn.
I'm
No fault of either of ours. Or really, or we could just say it's both of our faults because shit happens. It rains, it pours. There's always something.
I mean, you guys had to clean your fish room together. I mean,
Yeah, we're still kind of we got to
yeah,
finish that up because I do want to make a video out of that because I think that'll be a helpful video for other people, just to kind of other people who might feel like the
yeah,
kind of the walls are closing in. That's kind of how I felt like in my fish room, is that I was just being
yeah.
buried alive.
I get that, and I struggle with organization. I'm not a
Mhm.
person who is naturally neat or tidy. I am very good at throwing things away. Like, I don't have hoarder tendencies, which is good. And that's no judgment if you do, because we're all struggling with things.
Yeah, there's
But
certain things that
yeah,
I like. My ADHD brain is always like, this could be a project, and if the
right.
minute I throw it away,
Yeah,
it's going to
yeah.
pop up as like an urgent need or like the perfect thing.
Right. And that's why there's no judgment about that. Everybody is struggling with something. I am good at throwing things away. When I got divorced, I think I probably, between the moving and the separating and everything, I
Mhm.
got rid of 90% of my possessions. I was pretty much down to my bed and some clothes, and I moved out with that. And there are very few things that I regretted leaving behind. Almost
Yeah,
nothing.
probably felt like a cleansing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't emotionally want that stuff anyways. Like, I didn't want what was tied to it. So I am good at getting rid of stuff. And once I start throwing stuff out, I'm good at that. I'm not very good at keeping my possessions tidy. I'm
Me
not
either.
very good at noticing my surroundings. Like, I am
Mhm.
very capable of working in a chaos can have laser focus on something and it doesn't bother me.
See, I think
So,
that way. Like, I think it doesn't bother me. And then one day I look
yeah.
around and I'm like, oh, actually, all of this stuff has been really, 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 really affecting my mental health. And
Yeah.
I try to tune it out. And then there's some days where it just all
Yeah.
comes in focus.
Yeah, and it can get really overwhelming. So I do think that
Hmm.
video could help people. And
Yeah.
Brooklyn did a wonderful thing for you. And that was, I mean,
Yeah.
that is just, that's what kind of friend she is. She's a
She
good
came,
friend.
her organization style, like, or rather, it's my style that I discovered is my style. It works for me, and it's like nothing can be out of sight because if it is, I don't know it exists.
Yeah, that's really
So
cool.
Rosie's asking, how's the puffer doing? She's doing fantastic. Just eating
Oh,
all the snails. Sorry, Annette, but puffer got
she's
to eat.
very pretty. She's a pretty girl. And
Hmm.
hopefully, eventually, she'll have some friends
Yeah.
after Christmas. Because,
After Christmas, after I get,
yeah,
because I got, the daughter wanted a new phone, and then she's getting to that age where like she judges the caliber of phone because her friends have certain phones, so like the phones get more expensive, and then building a gaming PC with my son. So
yeah. But I mean, we all have to make financial choices. And, there are things I'm not buying right now because it's Christmas. And
yeah.
yeah, that's how life goes. So Oinky says if you're scoping for a small cousin to the Biorb 16, the Biorb 8 is currently on sale on Chewy for an extra 25% off, which brings it to $95.99. Well, that's not
What?
bad. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that I would recommend that. That's not too bad. I mean, it would be smaller, so it wouldn't be as big, but $95.99, that's not,
Yeah, a fifth of the price for half the size.
it's not bad. So I don't know, maybe I'll pick up one of those. That's pretty cool.
Mm.
So thanks, Oinky. That's cool. Yeah,
Gina hoards Bulbasaurs.
you do. You do. That would collections kind of stress me out. My dad is kind of a collector. Not in a bad, but my mother is a thrower. So there's some clash of personalities there, but like I've watched him go through all these collections and I see it and I just want to throw it out. I just,
And you said your mother's a thrower, and first thing that went to
thrower.
mind is that her just angrily throwing things at your dad.
Well, the thing is she's not an angry woman. She's a very sweet woman. She just likes to throw things out. I mean, she called me up one day. I think I was probably in my 30s, and she just said, I just found your baby footprints. Do you want them? If not, I'm going to throw them out. I'm like, okay, Mom, just throw them out.
Yikes.
I mean, what am I going to do?
Indiscriminate. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's just not sentimental. So, and I'm kind of that way too. I'm not very sentimental about objects, really. Like, so
Yeah.
I guess if people were going to spend money on me, which they never have to do, I would rather go out to dinner with them or spend time with them or travel together or call me up. And I guess I would rather have that. So that's more important to me. I mean, I love plants, let's face it, but
I'm definitely a
I
plant
love my
hoarder too.
hobbies. I do love things that help me pursue my hobbies, but I'm not really into objects unless they're things for hobbies.
Because you don't DIY. When I look at an
No,
object, I see what it could be.
it's true. This is true. You have skills that I don't have. It's true.
So Rosie asking, is she a water puppy? As they say, I really want one. I would say so.
Oh,
I think that there are other species of puffers that might be more water puppyier. I only have one, so I want to get more and see if the behavior changes. She does know when I'm there at the tank, and if I drop snails in, she definitely detects snails. She's not the kind that is going to be like at the front of the glass, like begging for food constantly. Like I've seen like videos of Mabu puffers go absolutely nuts when they know that their owner is in the room and about to feed him. So if you're looking for that, I can't definitively say like, yeah, get a shot at an
yeah.
eye.
They're so cute. I mean, I don't think they're for me, but I really like yours. You know,
Yeah.
But you know, we can't all have every fish unless you're, I don't know, like Jeff Bezos or something. Like, not,
True.
yeah. But I like yours. I think it's cool. I can't see a universe where I would get.
Sometimes you just have to own fish vicariously through other people.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So,
So Scotty says, I just ran out of Easy Green, the little drip
oh,
size container. What is 10 drips related to in the bigger squirter container? What does it say? Like,
I don't,
it's 1 squirt per 10 gallons. So
yeah,
if
that's
it's the
right.
drops, I think is they measure it by the gallon. Is it 1 drop a gallon?
I've never used the small size. I've only bought the big one because I go through it so much. But it will have
Mhm.
printed directions for what to do and just follow the directions. I mean, you may
Yeah.
end up changing that depending on your needs, what your tank wants, but I would start by following the package directions. And I think for you, it's 1 squirt per gallon or per 10 gallons. And unless it's your CO2 tank, like once a week.
Mhm.
I dose 1 squirt per 5 gallons every day.
Yep.
I
Some
know so much. But
it's
I have all these immersed plants and
and
they
they're hungry. They are
suck
hungry with the
down nutrients.
unlimited CO2
They
access.
are. They're
Let's
very
see.
hungry.
And then Tommy says, I was under the assumption that owning fish vicariously through other people was the whole point of YouTube. Yeah, for
Exactly.
sure.
Exactly.
So I
Because like
vicariously
monster
own
fish are never
eels
gonna
and
have those.
stingrays, and I vicariously own Mabu puffers.
Yeah.
I'll just watch all of Leo 209's videos if I want all the puffers now.
Oh, Leo has cool puffers, that's
Hmm.
for sure. He's a madman. How many children today does he have? He has at
At
least three,
at
right?
least 3. And
He's
then
a
he's got a
madman.
cross river puffer, which those are pricey.
Oh man. Does he have an Amazon?
I would assume, like, just they're just assuming, but maybe not. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I've never even had pea puffers. I've never kept them because like you have to be kind of particular about tank mates with them. And
Mhm.
I just want peaceful fish. I don't want to deal with personalities.
Yeah,
Pets,
I get that.
pets need to get along because I have these goddamn cats I'm dealing with.
Hmm.
That's enough pet drama.
And Rosie would like to know how your eels are doing. You have like 8 of them in there,
I
right?
do have 8 of them. I will say that they are not as happy with this new tank setup with the rescape. They really love a fully grown out foreground or lots of things to hide in. But that said, this will all grow back. It will be a solid carpet of Marsilea, which they do like nosing around in. So I see them, but they are hiding. They're hiding. And they're easy fish. They'll eat anything. They'll eat flake. They'll eat baby brine shrimp. They're peaceful. They're cute. So I sent Steven a picture, I don't know, maybe a month or two ago. I was freaked out for a second because one of them had completely buried itself in the substrate and just its little nose was sticking out. I thought it was dead. And
That's what they like to do.
I reached in there and I poked it and it popped out. So they are funny. They're funny little things, but I love them. I highly recommend them. I know they're a lot of money, but I think they're good tank mates. And I think that if you have a 20 long or bigger, they're fine. So they don't get mine. I've had them now almost a year. I got the first ones in January. They're no bigger than that long, and they're not
And
fat or anything.
I mean, I've got one that's like
You got
that,
you
and
got one
like
doing
that,
fatty.
and then I've got like I don't know. I was not even sure it was the same species, but it looks exactly the same. It's just it got
Yeah,
big.
maybe I have all males and you have a female. I don't know, but mine have never gotten huge. And do you still think they'd be appropriate in a 20 long, or would you go bigger?
Uh,
Maybe a 29?
her the what I'm pretty sure it's a female because she's also
Yeah,
kind of I've seen her look kind of lumpy at times, so
kind of
maybe they're
grab
even
it.
laying eggs.
Yeah.
But God, 20 long. I mean, if you weren't keeping much else in there, maybe because they're not like rainbows where they just need to go everywhere all the time. Um,
Yeah.
they kind of find their spot, and then they come out for food.
They do. I would say they do like places to hide.
Yeah.
So thick plant cover that makes them really happy. But they seemed cool with peaceable tank mates, which is all I have. And they're not picky eaters, but I love them. So Scotty there it typed in all plant question, but I don't know where it is.
Oh, so he was asking about the squirt ferts.
Oh, right. Okay,
so he said for the CO2 tank, maybe I should do 1 squirt 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I mean, it just
I
whatever
don't know
you
how
were.
big is that tank? 1 squirt per 10 gallons? Is it a 10-gallon tank?
It's a 20-gallon. 1
Okay.
squirt every day. Like,
Yeah,
whatever
that
you were
sounds
doing
good.
before, if it was working, Scotty, just like
Yeah,
translate that.
I would agree.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, the dosing on the bottles, if whatever it says, if it says 1 drop per gallon on the dropper, then it's going to be like that's 10 drops for a
So
10
just do 1
gallon. So
squirt.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but just follow the package directions. So, and it is cheaper in bulk. And honestly, like, I should dose dry ferts because I go through so many, but I just don't wanna. I don't wanna. So,
Go for it
and
till
Annette
you.
pointed out, shameless plug, Scotty is 2 subs away from 600. Yeah, if you're not sub to Scotty, what are you even doing with your life? Sub to Scotty.
FFL, who is Scotty the Fish Freak? And it'll drop a link.
That's right.
I think Scotty promised giveaways, so we got to hold him to it.
That's right. So Annette wants to see Fat Kitty. Where is Fat Kitty?
Hiding.
He's upstairs. You know, he really likes to sleep on my bed. Because who wouldn't want to stay in bed all day? And thank you, John. So
Where's John?
He said happy birthday.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm way behind in chat. I'm sorry. I have not been scrolling.
Where are you at?
I don't even know. So there's discussion about getting more peas. Nancy needs more peas. She's down to only 1 little pea. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I know that like 2 peas is bad, but 3 peas is okay. I mean, because don't they have
something like that? I think
You
there's
ever had
some amount. I have not. I want them. I just other things come up, but I do have a tank where they could go. I just haven't got them yet.
They're super cute. I just don't see a universe where I have them. So yeah, Scotty's promising giveaways. I mean, that's exciting. So Nabokov fan says, speaking of Fat Kitty, that new Garfield trailer looks awesome. Oh, there was a new Garfield movie.
Did not know that either.
I didn't think that was a thing we were still doing. All right.
I think Hollywood, as long as it's not an original idea, they're all for it. Like, what kind of nostalgia reboots can we do this year?
How many Marvel movies do we need? I mean, all of them apparently. But aren't they less popular than they used to be?
What, reboots and stuff?
No, Marvel movies.
Oh, well,
haven't they declined?
I haven't. I mean, I still watch them because I'm gonna never not watch them, but they kind of, now that they've opened up the multiverse, it's kind of just like whatever the hell nowadays. I think the original Avengers, like, spoiler alert, Iron Man's dead, Captain America is an old man. They doesn't have the appeal that brought people into it in the first place.
I mean, so I've seen Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2. I've seen, was it Thor? I think I saw the first Avengers movie. I don't know. I don't really care about these movies. So
the first 2 Thor movies were pretty boring.
I mean, I kind of like what's his name without a shirt. I'm a fan of that.
I think they all look good without a shirt.
Yeah, not bad. But other than that, I just don't care. You know, that's why I don't have Disney Plus. There's not a single Disney thing I care about. I don't care about Star Wars. I don't care about Marvel. I don't care about Disney movies.
Most of the media that I consume like that, movie-wise, I do it to stop having a brain for a while.
I get that.
So that's kind of why I like stupid comedies, action, that
I
kind of
like
stuff.
stupid
I'm all for it.
comedies. I don't like action. I like stupid comedies.
Mhm.
Yeah. I really just want more talking in my TV. And action movies
Noise.
are just too many fights and car crashes, and I just want more talking.
Yeah, I like
I'm
a good show or movie that just lets me look down at my phone most of the time.
Yeah, I like I want movies to make me laugh. I like stupid comedies. So
So let's see. Here's a
and costume
question.
dramas.
Oh no. Yeah.
I know.
What is your one beginner stem plant you would recommend for after a newbie? Is just one?
Just one. I don't really like stem plants, so I'm maybe not a good person to ask.
But you don't like them because some of them grow so fast. So like,
That is
what is
true.
one that
If you
just
want like
grows
one that's
despite?
dead easy,
Yeah.
that also looks pretty good. Um, I don't really recommend rotalas for anyone because I just really am sick of rotalas.
But that is
I would
because
say
they
like
don't stop growing.
Ludwigia. I would say Ludwigia repens is pretty nice. I think it's easy and it's got good color.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice plant and it's easy. I mean, you can grow it in stupid hard water, no
Hmm.
CO2. It'll be slow, but I think it's a nice plant. So I think I think that would be okay.
Yeah, a lot of the hygrophilas are super easy. If you like, what's it, polysperma sunset, the whatever the brown one was that Myrtle sent me is easy. Corymbosa, the cherry leaf thing. Yeah, Jenna just said, isn't Corymbosa compacted technically a stem plant? Yeah, it is. It's not, I wouldn't call it easy because it does take some light to really stay compact like that, but
Yeah, I would agree. I think that one's a little harder, and I think that one even grows better, like noticeably with CO2.
I have it in most
Yeah.
of places I have it is in with CO2.
Hygro cherry leaf, which is regular Hygrophila polysperma or Hygrophila corymbosa, even without
Mhm.
CO2, man, that's just like too much.
Yeah, a name appendicitis. I think that's a new name that I haven't seen. So welcome to the
Welcome.
stream.
We are glad you're here. And Scotty says, "Holy crap, I'm at 607." Do you like
That
when
was
we
quick.
fix
Good
it?
job, y'all.
That's right. Annette
Good
gets
job.
it done. So
Fishfam gets
giveaway
it
any
done
stream tonight. You have to
with
be subbed.
the help
That's
of
right.
Chrono Rex.
Yeah.
What about Chrono Rex with the W or what's the other one? What about Coro Dolan? Wasn't that your original name, Coro?
That was a hard one.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
Action movies need to be more action packed. Give
Oh
me
god.
120 minutes of Summer Glau ripping her way through a bunch of unnamed bad
You know
guys.
what? Horses for courses. I don't want to watch that. And I don't have to.
I'll
It's
take
just
it.
like Jake like sci-fi. No sex in his sci-fi. If there's kissing, he's like, it's too much.
No sex
He
in
want-
space.
No, he wants soulless robots, and that's it. It's funny because I would not say Jake is a prude. You've met
That's
him.
funny.
He's not a prude, but God, when it comes to sci-fi, like there should
He
be no
knows what he
making out in
likes.
space.
No.
I know. So yeah, it looks like everybody disagrees with me about action films, and I would say that does match box office trends. The
Hmm.
movies I like are not doing well. I
Avengers
am.
Endgame. I think I don't know. Might be the top earning one.
I know. I don't
But
watch it.
But Titanic was up there, and would you call that a costume drama?
Yes, it's a costume drama. I did watch it. I mean, I liked it. Yeah. I mean, it's good. No, it's a long ass movie.
It was.
It was, but I watched it when it came out. I went to the theater and
Mhm.
watched it. So
So Jake's probably not a fan of Splice. Have you heard of that movie?
I don't know what Splice is. No.
It's like sci-fi, genetic engineering, and like there's most of the movie is not much sex, and then there's a whole lot of it at the end.
That's too much for Jake. He just
Yeah.
wants soulless robots. That's all he wants. Just robots with other robots and no emotional interaction, which is funny because he's not a prude and he's very sweet and romantic and emotive and cuddly. Just doesn't want that in a movie.
I get it.
Yeah, he really doesn't want it in a book. He's like, oh, I just had to skip past that. I couldn't read it.
I don't like. I watch movies to escape. Like, I really want to escape so badly that there are movies that I like, but I know that there are emotional bits in it. I will skip
Hmm.
over that shit if
I have
I'm not in
known
the mood
people
for
like
it.
that. They cannot take like the heavy emotional drama. Like a guy I dated, he and his mom like couldn't watch Downton Abbey because it was too much drama for them. It was just
Mm.
too much emotional drama. They couldn't handle it.
For me, it's like the
I
beginning
love
of
Downton
Guardians of the
Abbey.
Galaxy 1. If anyone's seen that, they know what happens in that with Peter's mother.
I have seen
Uh,
that one. I
the
have seen that
episode of
one.
Futurama entitled Jurassic Park, I might as well just delete that off of my server because I'll
Nobody,
never watch that
that's
one
too
again.
hard. That's too hard.
Hmm.
Yeah. We're watching the X-Files now, which I watched, originally when it came out and was a show I really, really loved. And Jake had never seen it. I don't know why, but he loves it. He's like, where's this show been all my life? So, yeah. I mean, sometimes like the pseudoscience in it bothers me. I'm like, but
Yeah.
I do really like that show. So, yeah. But there was something. Scotty says he's eating the broccoli mixed with my pasta only because it's Kelly's birthday. Scotty, every time you eat a vegetable, it just makes my heart happy.
So it's just his annual vegetable consumption.
It's annual vegetable. But you know what? Baby steps. Baby steps. Maybe I'll have some broccoli for dinner. Who can say? I have some in the fridge. So, did I miss something? Some plant? I don't know. I'm
Oh my
so
god.
far behind. So far behind. Renee says, can I get a Charlie Brown Christmas again? That's one of Jake's favorites. He is a huge fan of that. So I'm so behind. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not doing a good job.
Well, there's a lot of people in chat right now. We had over 60 at some point.
It's really happening. Thank you,
Yeah.
Fishfam. Thank you, Grant. Thank you for wishing me happy birthday. Good to
Oh, there
see
you go. You're
you.
catching up.
Oh, I'm getting there. All right. So Jenna says, Scotty, every day you don't eat enough vegetables, a day is taken off of Kelly's life. Please save her. Oh God, please eat vegetables, Scotty. I would like to live a long time. But I will live a long time because I eat vegetables. Yeah.
You still getting your 30 whatever a day?
20 a day or
20
30 a week.
okay.
Yes. Because I've found some hacks to do it. I've been making this homemade granola that has like flaxseed and spices and like 10 different grains and a bunch of different fruits in it. And it gets me 18 plants right out of the gate. So, yeah. We've been trying to get at least 20 plants a day.
Not bad.
I know. It's important to eat those for your bacteria.
I mean, I've at least been. I've been on a logging my food kick, and
okay.
I've done that for close to 70 consecutive days.
Wow,
so far.
that's
So,
great.
like, I don't know how long it takes to develop a habit. I think for me,
Yeah.
like perpetually trying to keep up. But yeah.
All right, that's exciting. I don't think I'm ever gonna log anything. So, but I guess I do eat pretty healthy. I mean, I like treats,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but I do eat pretty healthy. I'm also super good at exercising. Like I got in 5 days of yoga last week. I'm gonna get in probably 5 classes this week. Like I'm really good about it. And I have been for like, I don't know, probably 20 years.
I think that's a good habit.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like working out. I mean, I know a lot of people say they hate working out, but I think that like if you hate working out, you should try different exercise. Shouldn't do
Yeah.
something like I don't like gyms. Like I hate treadmills.
Hmm.
But Jake loves going to the gym. For me, like I love classes because I like to go and see people and I like to have someone just tell me what to do so I don't think and I always work harder and like I don't want to work out on my own. But Jake doesn't want classes. I mean, he'll go to yoga with me, but
I don't want to be observed or perceived in any way.
I get that. I get that. But so you have to find something you like and you need an ex. The nice thing about classes also is like they hold you accountable because like it's a thing you do. People expect to see you there because they know you. And then once you're there, like I always work harder because it's a class, but you have to find the right class. I think,
Yeah.
you know, you have to be in a non-judgmental group.
Yeah, like an online, like a Zoom class with the camera off and no microphone and nobody knows who I am and never will.
Yeah, I have worked out over Zoom. I mean, I've done tons of yoga over Zoom, especially during the pandemic. I don't like it. Also, like it's not hot enough because cold yoga does not work. I mean, like
Wow.
I don't really want to do yoga in less than 80 degrees because
Well,
your
then
muscles are.
screw yoga completely if I
Well,
can't do
but
cold yoga.
Here's the thing. Like you get used to it, and two, your muscles just don't stretch well when they're cold. Like you can't get as deep in the poses. Like, yeah. So
I'm
Coral
with
says, I hate
Laura.
being told how to breathe. It's better with yoga. It's supposed to be freeing, but I feel so judged. And also, like the calming voice thing feels very patronizing and condescending too. I would say you need to try different studios or different classes because, like, I mean, different teachers aren't going to use the yoga voice. We're in our space. So
Breathe
calm.
in, breathe
I mean,
out.
they do tell you
Namaste.
they do tell you when to breathe because it
How dare they tell me when to breathe?
linking your movement, each movement to an inhale and an exhale does make your movement more powerful. Like, you know, when you rise up like this, you want to inhale. When you fold, you want to exhale because that's the way your diaphragm, you know, when you lift up, your diaphragm stretches. And when you fold forward, your diaphragm compresses. So you want to link that to an inhale and an exhale. And
That'd
until
be good for conditioning for wind instrument playing.
exactly, because it makes your core strong too. It's crazy. Like, I mean, I never was a singer. Like wasn't in chorus growing up or choir. But, you know, I could hit pitches because I played viola. So like I know what's sharp or flat.
Right.
But I didn't have any breath support, so I didn't have much of a range or anything. But I'm a much better singer now. So much better.
Nice.
What noise?
That would be someone weed eating or sawing or I don't know. Oh, it's a blower. That's fun. Because why not? It's sundown. Let's start doing yard work. So Nabokov said, would I ever set up a tank with the Dutch style where plants are in groups, tank behind maybe a stir fry jungle method? So this started off as a crypt only tank. There are a few other plants in there that aren't crypt, but it's still like 90% crypts. And I do have some kind of hybrid Dutch style, nature style. I think I want to do one Dutch style tank, just one. I do not have the bandwidth to do more than ones.
Yeah, a true Dutch style tank. I would never want to do it.
It requires two other tanks to grow your stems and make them look good.
The amount of labor to do it is just. I mean, it's an hour of trimming maybe twice a week to truly do it right, and one, I don't really like stem plants, and two, I don't want to do that. I like the Dutch aesthetic. I think it looks really cool. I think that it's beautiful.
I want to
Um,
take this 16-gallon in the room with me, put a Chihiros on it, and make that a Dutch style. I can manage that because I have plant farms to like grow out decent stems, so I don't have to fret over the stems getting crappy looking. I will just throw them away, replace new stems, and I know I'm not going to keep it looking good full time, but
yeah.
it'll be passable most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I do like my tanks to be somewhat aquascaped, but I like sustainable aquascapes that I'm not trimming every single week.
Yeah.
I like to maybe trim one tank a week. I have 3 tanks. So if a tank needs to be trimmed more than every 3 weeks, I don't really want to do it. I mean, I'll change water every week on a tank. I have no problem with that, but I don't really want to trim it more than every 3 weeks. So
Mhm.
Dutch style is not for me. I just really don't like the look of stems that much. I do think it's beautiful though. And yeah. So Ryan says, I have done a Dutch style tank in a 55. It was a lot of trimming and eventually it is transformed into something different. Yeah. I mean, it's,
You start replacing those stems with
yeah,
crips and things like
it,
that'll be a lot easier.
it gets really hard to maintain. And if you fall behind on it, I think it's really emotionally draining. Whereas
Hmm.
if you have some lower maintenance plants, even if you fall behind, you don't feel quite so bad that your tank is out of control. I mean,
Yeah,
this 90, it got out of control.
yeah. I
It was
saw it
hard.
before you thinned it out so
I wasn't
drastically.
I
Yeah,
wasn't happy. Um, yeah, I wasn't happy with it. And the fish weren't happy either. It was too
yeah.
crowded.
A Dutch style and a
So
55. I already know that I would fail that from the start.
yeah,
Like
I
I would.
also wouldn't do a Dutch style in a 55 because you really need front to back depth.
Yeah, it's
A
kind of
40,
tall.
I think, would be better. A 40 would
Yeah,
be.
even a 40 is just too many. It's too many plants.
Yeah,
How
it's a lot.
small of a Dutch style is reasonable to attempt? That's a good question. I'm going to
I don't
try it
think
with a
a
16.
40. I don't know. I think that true Dutch style tanks are enormous, like the Dutch aesthetic, because you want to have those streets of groups and plants.
Yeah,
And so
like
I don't think it works
what's
actually in
his name?
smaller
Greg
tanks.
Zidek.
Oh man, he's so talented. He's a 120, and that has really good front to back depth. And
Mm-hmm.
even he doesn't do strict Dutch straight takes because you need those. They're called streets of
Yeah,
things. So I don't think it works with smaller tanks, honestly. Um,
yeah. Well, for a
yeah,
good scape for sure. But if I'm just like trying to grow difficult things and clusters is
I
really
think
kind
a
of what I want to do.
40 is a good ideal if you want to do that.
Mm.
It's not too big. It's good. Good front to back depth. You can still get some streets.
But yeah, it's
I
whatever
think
you
that
can
would be
maintain.
good. Yeah, and honestly, like the people who do that don't have 20 tanks. They have maybe 2 tanks,
Yeah.
3 tanks, and only one of those is Dutch because it's
The
just,
the other
if
ones
you're
are just
retired, to make
growing the
it
stems.
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're retired, maybe it's easier. But Steven and I have full time jobs. I mean,
Indeed.
sadly, we are not independently wealthy. We have to work in exchange for money so we can buy
One day.
food.
One
So,
day
yeah.
all of this YouTube stuff will blow up and I'll be
One day, Fat
can't
Kitty
even
will go
finish
to
that sentence.
one day Fat Kitty will go to college and he'll support me, but until then, I have to buy all his food. So yeah, it's I don't have an urge to do it, but maybe someday I will. You know,
Hmm.
who knows? So yeah, but that's cool that you did it, Ryan. I think that's really awesome. Show us some pictures sometime. I'd like to see what it looked like in its heyday.
I feel like he back when he was streaming that if that's the tank that you're referring to, Ryan, I think I've seen it. I don't know if that was like the exact one you're referring to, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up because I really appreciate how much work and skill that is, because I know I'm not willing to do it, and like props to anyone who is, because I know how hard it is. And
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
sure
it
on week one,
helps.
maybe like, what? I have to trim it already? Screw that.
And it helps that, Ryan has really magic water. He has that
Yeah.
super soft Pacific Northwest. That's another thing too. Like if you really want to do a good Dutch style tank, you either need that water out of a tap or do RO water, because to get like the real colors and like really great looking fancy stems, like soft water is where it's at.
Hmm.
And I don't have that. So yeah, it's probably not in the cards for me, but who can say what I'll do in 20 years, Yeah.
You might be all Rotala in 20 years.
I mean, you
Just
never
trying all the
know.
Rotalas.
You never know. There's so many of them, right?
Just one tank is all the varieties of rotundifolia out there.
I have seen there was this guy on the forums a long time ago, back in like, I don't know, 2009 or something. He had a tank called Rotala Rainbow. There was nothing but Rotalas, and it looked awesome. And he had magic water out of the tap. He was in Maryland. And it looked really good. I don't think that's for me. I did buy plants from him. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So Craig asks, who owns the cat? That's Fat Kitty.
I didn't.
That's me.
Oh,
That's me.
is Fat Kitty in the room? Did he?
I don't know. Where is he? Who can say?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see any cats. I have all these goddamn cats. Where are they? So
Jimmy P said the plants in his mosh pit are out of control.
it happens.
Awesome. Oh
it
yeah.
happens. Yeah, I've had these. This was really out of control, but I'm whipping it back into shape like a Net's yoga class.
Yeah. For every decently high tech, well maintained tank I have, I think I have 2 or 3 just like chaos jungles with no CO2 and all that.
You have a lot of tanks, and
Because I gotta try all the things.
Yeah, I mean, but you can only do so many super manicured aquascapes. Even if you're retired, you can only do so many of them.
There's only so much dopamine to go around when it comes
There's
to
only so
trimming
much
plants.
Day to go around. I mean, you have a full-time job, you have children, you have a wife, you have a YouTube channel, like you have dogs, like you don't have a maid to wash your floors and stuff, so you got to do that.
We need a maid.
Yeah, same. Jenna also probably could use a maid.
Oh yeah, I mean we all of us, the household needs a maid. I mean Jenna doesn't. Well, Jenna does too much. I would say she does enough. She does too much.
She does.
Like cutting. We're cutting down on the things, and I think one of the things that we might be cutting down on this year is the cookies, just because that's like that is so much. That is so much time and energy.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not bringing her happiness and if it's making her life stressed, I mean, she has a full-time job. Like, I get that. It's like I do like to knit things for people every year, but I don't knit for my entire family every year. I sort of rotate who gets knitted goods. And my rule is like 50% of everything I knit is for me. And 50% I can knit for other people. But like otherwise it's draining.
I imagine that hurts. Like just stress on the fingers.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, when I was in my 20s, I could knit for 8 hours straight, but I can't now. My hands will hurt. Even though I do knit really fast. So,
Ooh, what is your worst tank crash story when you lost one too many plants? Mine was CO2 tank died, and Pogo Octopus killed everything in the tank into submission. You put Pogo Octopus in a CO2 tank.
Yeah, that's your first problem.
I
Go
did
ahead.
that too, and that was a bad
You
idea.
know, and I think Pogo Octopus, though, is a good plant if you have a really, really big tank, like this one when I first set it up, and you just want a quick stem to just suck up nitrates and get things settled, but then after about 6 weeks, get rid of it. That's what I did with this. I had it for 6 weeks and then said, see you later.
Navikov said, I was told it would work. Yeah, it works. I actually had that in the plant farm for a while because I knew people would want it, and I really had to stay on top of it, or it would snuff out all the life in the rest of the tank. But
And it
my
doesn't
worst
like
tank,
it, so
my worst tank crash story in terms of losing plants. Um, God, I don't know if it was when I was a beginner or what. I mean, I've had issues when when you try to do what a CO2 tank and you run things on razor's edge and you have a bunch of plants that are very, very dependent on injected CO2, and you don't maintain the cylinder, don't get it filled, don't make
yeah.
like you don't monitor the amounts of it, then you can lose a lot of plants that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say this little tank I have over here, that tank is, I can't say it's crashed because
It hasn't really gotten its stride yet, though.
it's never looked good. I've never been happy with it. It's always been plagued with fluffy hair algae. I'm just gonna tear it down and start again. It's just never been satisfactory to me. So I'm just gonna tear it down. I think
Yeah.
but I guess in the past, I mean, I don't seem to, I mean, knock on wood, I don't really get BBA in this water, like blackbeard algae. I don't know why that is. When I lived in Iowa, where my water was so hard, I had a plague of BBA. I mean, and especially Java ferns, just covered in it. And that's why when I tell people to just cut it out and throw it out, I speak from experience because
Yeah.
it's
I
not worth it.
I used to be like super militant about algae removal in terms of like I would take ornaments out, I would take plants out, I would do peroxide, I do Excel. The problem with all that stuff is like I never really figured out the root of the problem. I was just more like I will kill algae until this tank balances itself. Well, that's not a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it just there is a point though where it's so much that
It's overwhelming, and there's really no point in
yeah,
trying to.
it's not bringing you any happiness anymore.
Yeah.
And I would say like that one Java fern that someone showed, just throw it out. Like it's beyond saving. It's not worth it. It's never gonna it's put it out of its mercy. It
Whoever
just
posted that, maybe I'll
very
send them some Java Fern. I've got a lot of it
exactly.
at this
Yeah.
point.
I
So,
mean, just start with a fresh piece
mhm.
and because even if you kill off all the Java fern from it with like Excel or Peroxide,
Yeah.
those leaves are not healthy. They're not happy.
Yeah.
They are prone to more attacks. So, I mean, when something is that bad, and honestly, like anytime I see BBA on a plant leaf, I would cut it out and get rid of it. I wouldn't even
Yeah.
try to save it. I would cut it out. It's like if I ever get like spot algae on Anubias, like pretty bad. I mean, my Cleathon snails do a pretty good job of getting rid of that. But if you have an Anubias leaf covered in spot algae, just cut the leaf off. I mean, you can cut every single leaf off an Anubias rhizome and
Mhm.
it'll come back.
Yep.
It'll come
It's just it's slow, but it's slow, and that's the reason it got algae in the first place
It
is
is
because
slow.
it's really slow.
It is slow, but sometimes you just need to start over.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah.
Annette gave us a 30-minute warning for
Okay.
Scotty's
Oh, right,
stream.
to Scotty. So I suppose we'd better move on to to the second part of the show.
Ooh,
I mean, we've had this chatting, but we
indeed.
better move on.
Yep.
That's
We
right.
got 65 people here.
Are they all subscribers? Yes, because they're chatting. Are they subscribed to me?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you
FFL,
could.
who is Kelley Foreman? Let's see.
I mean, I guess I
FFL.
don't really care that much if you subscribe to me, but maybe you could subscribe to me. You know, why not? Costs you nothing.
You post shorts.
It's my birthday.
You do a stream every now and then.
Yeah, I did. I did just do a stream and I have a couple shorts. So you could subscribe to me. It's my birthday. So,
There we go.
but we should maybe celebrate my birthday a little. Maybe we should get a certain wheel up here.
I agree. I think I'll do
June
that
says
now.
we need another live. I mean, I don't know if I have another project to do. I've got to have my fabulous co-hosts. I mean, those ladies are pros. Dee Dee and Foxanne, they're pro co-hosts. So Ryan says, I would agree with Kelley that an Anubias rhizome will grow new leaves. Personally, I would still leave the best looking leaf so the plant can get light a bit easier. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. But don't be afraid to cut them off. Don't be afraid. And for Java Fern, if you see a bad leaf that's got a bunch of BBA on it, pull it off. Just pull it off. So.
And let's see. So Big Steve said the problem I am dealing with in that same tank, all my Anubias had a ring of BBA. Would getting CO2 back up and running kill the BBA?
I mean,
CO2 doesn't kill the algae.
no.
It just prevents it. It helps the plants outcompete it. But I mean, algae likes CO2 as well. So
it does. It doesn't make, but it makes your plants a lot happier.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no easy formula for algae, unfortunately. Well, I mean, if there was, that tank would not look like shit, and it does. So I can't always tell you what's going to be perfect, but I will say that every plant is happier with CO2. There is not a single aquarium plant that wouldn't prefer pressurized CO2.
Right. I mean, because they're all like all the plants that we put in our tank are hardly any of them are truly aquatic plants. They are used to getting CO2.
That's
and
right.
So, I mean, like I think I said on one extreme, it's like, are your plants from Earth? Because if so, they need respiration.
Yeah, if they do photosynthesis.
Yeah.
Otherwise, maybe they're not. Maybe they're a snail and not a plant. Maybe you've mixed the two up.
So what is our hashtag and what are people playing for?
I mean, well, first of all, the hashtag is Fat Kitty.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course, because he's the generous donor of this prize. But it's my 46th birthday. So we're going to give away...
That again?
46. 46. Someone guessed my age was somewhere between 30 and 50.
Good guess.
That is true. For at least the next 4 years. But we are going to give away some $46 gift cards. And Annette says I'm 26. We're going to give away $46 gift cards, and we're going to start with Dan's Fish, my favorite online fish store.
That happens to be my favorite too.
I've spent much money at Dan's Fish over the years. It's probably not enough quite to get you what you want, but it'll give you a nice little discount. And I think it'll amuse Johnny to see a $46 sale.
I mean, that's free shipping at least, or pretty close to it.
Exactly.
And a lot of people always complain about the shipping charge because, you know, overnight shipping ain't cheap. So there you go.
Whip, you just keep up that flattery.
Shut the front door. No way Doc is 46. No, not buying it.
I am indeed 46. Yeah. So clean living, people. Clean living.
Scotty says Dan has some really nice killifish right
He
now.
does. I was thinking of you, Scotty, when he was streaming last week. Boy, those are some cool Kelleys. He has always some really great rainbows. Yeah. I mean, there's cool Corys. I mean, whatever you like, he's probably got it. So we're gonna do 2 giveaways for that.
Nice.
So here's the rules. You can only win 1 giveaway. This one is US only. Obviously, anyone can play. But I think he does ship to Canada though some of the year. So I guess if you're Canadian, you can still play. I
think it's like some parts of Canada, depending on the. I don't know what the actual criteria is for shipping to Canada. I think it's just like there are some parts of Canada where you can ship overnight from where he is, and then others that make it a 2-day shipping, in which he's not going to want to.
Yeah, so I guess if you're Canadian and you win it, I can't guarantee you'll be able to spend it. You might have to give it to someone else. But we're going to do 2 of these.
So Matt said that today might be Fishfam Link's 2nd birthday. Today.
No way. Fishfam Link and I share a birthday? No.
That's pretty cool.
Well, as you know, Fat Kitty is a huge supporter of fishfam.link. Do you need to have Netflix? No. Pretty much everything on Netflix sucks. The new season of The Crown, so disappointing. So quit your Netflix. Support fishfam.link Patreon.
Really? I guess I won't be watching The Crown then. Darn.
Well, wouldn't you rather support fishfam.link?
I would.
Well, I watched the new season of The Crown and it sucked.
Shady Grady said, wanted to tell you that I saw that Todd on Vibes live stream suggested that we watch your edited content, and I have been binging them, loving them. Thanks. Aww. Awesome. I appreciate that, and I appreciate Todd. Todd leaves some really, really awesome comments on my videos. Like, they make my day every time.
Nicest guy. You know, he went to every single one of my talks at the Clash, and it was just so nice to have him there. I mean, that is a lot of hours of me talking. Kudos to him. So is this the wheel of you lose, or is this just
let's see. So how many giveaways are we doing?
We're gonna do 6.
Oh, I think we need the wheel of you win then, because we don't want to roll over Scotty with 6 Oh my god.
Sorry, Scott.
Oh, sorry, Vibes. Can female bettas go in with goodiots? I have never had either of those fish.
I think that don't female bettas, don't they get sometimes a little belligerent? I don't know. I
don't know if it's just with each other or like that would be something that I would be unless someone like told me don't do it, I would be monitoring it heavily and definitely and of course have a backup plan, which you know that already. To have a backup
Vibes has many tanks, so he gets backup plans. Yeah, I don't have either of them. So maybe someone in the chat knows. I've only had 1 betta ever. I've never had as a child, I had a couple live bearers, maybe some swordtails. As an adult, I've never had a live bear. I've never had a goodian.
Yeah. Anytime it's the question of can a betta go with blank or can a puffer go with blank, it's always like maybe, but definitely be prepared to immediately mitigate that issue, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah. Oh, and Skipper asked which goodians. I didn't know they acted. I wouldn't know. I've never kept any of them. So that is not a good. You know, I'm really good. Can I keep a rainbow with it? That's a good Kelley question.
46 $1 giveaways. Who's gonna stick around for that wheel? Everybody wins. Well, no, not everybody. We have 62 people here.
So we're gonna do 2 of these to Dan's fish. So 1 and then another. And you can't win more than 1 prize. I'm just here to say that right now. Don't get greedy.
That's fair.
Don't be a dick. This is also my Christmas present to people.
Mm-hmm. So female bettas with discus and rainbow fish, I would definitely say no to the rainbows because the rainbows would make that betta so stressed out.
I don't think
She would
rainbows.
never get any food, and she would never
Yeah,
get any peace and quiet.
I honestly don't think rainbows and discus are a great idea. I know people have done
Mm,
it, but I just think that rainbows are too boisterous
too much.
and they're annoying. I think, and discus are a little placid. But I mean, you have both together and they seem okay. So I've never kept
Who
discus.
does?
Vibes does.
He has discus and rainbows?
That's what I thought.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought
Interesting.
so. I am not a discus expert, but I am a rainbow expert, and I'll say this: they're kind of annoying fish.
Yeah, they're stupid
They're dumb and zippy, and they're so quick to the food. So
yeah.
yeah,
All right,
I
I'm
kind
seeing
of
39
identify with
entries.
rainbows. They're kind of dumb and annoying. I get that.
So, how do you want to do this? Just have the same hashtag and we just spend 6 times? Seems
Yeah, because that way they're off the wheel if they win. So, should we give people maybe one more minute to enter?
yeah.
Yeah,
Saw a couple of people coming in here.
yeah. So the hashtag is Fat Kitty, all one word, because he is the sponsor of today's giveaway, even though he does not have a job.
I
Fortunately,
bet
my
the
credit card says Fat Kitty on it.
Bosemani rainbows and discus. If it's working, like
I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot about discus. If
because I
they,
mean there's what people say isn't ideal, and then there's what you
yeah, it's
have
just,
case in point in your own tank
yeah, I
individual.
mean, there are people who keep angels with rainbows, which I also wouldn't do because the rainbows are just so zippy. It's
Yeah.
just not. But like, like barbs. Barbs are great, like Odessa barbs or Rosine barbs. Those are great with rainbows. They're a
Hmm.
classic pairing.
So Whip, we are right now playing for a $46 gift card to Dan's Fish.
That's right.
Oh shit! You see what Foxy said?
Oh
You share
yes,
your
I
birthday with
know.
40 Aves Creek
She
rainbows so
sent
far.
me the picture of them. That's so good. I have some of her first batch of Aves Creek babies, and they're all males, which is fine because I don't breed them. But oh, they're doing so well, and they have such great color on them. And I have bigger Aves Creek too, of course, and they're beautiful fish, just beautiful. So
Craig, as a dirty, rotten lie, a year worth of water changes.
I don't know if I have the emotional strength to do all of Craig's water changes. Craig's
You know
you're
what? I would help you
a
do
master.
water changes for a free trip to Australia
Oh,
because
I
I've
would.
never been there. It'd be fun.
Yeah, Jake and I have talked about going somewhere or going there someday, but I feel like you need to take like 3 weeks when you go there because it's such a significant trip. Yeah. So Jenna says, I heard that Kelley had bought me and was giving me away. Oh. But Annette says, I already won you, Jenna.
Because Annette was asking what was being given away today, and I said Jenna
Oh.
because I was enticing her. She was like, "You better be here because this is your one chance to win Jenna."
I mean, she's a catch. I mean, she's pretty great.
Let's see. Jimmy P is a very easy low tech floating plant for a turtle tank. Doesn't mess with plants. Does it? If it doesn't eat duckweed, which would be interesting. I thought turtles love duckweed, but I mean, yeah. The second to duckweed would be water lettuce because that will
Or
survive anything too.
salvia or red root floater.
Just
But
in my water, it's water lettuce.
yeah,
Despite anything I do, water lettuce survives just like the duckweed.
yeah. I mean, the only thing I've ever seen take out water lettuce are aphids.
Yeah.
Not really an issue in the house.
So
But
far, no.
yeah. Well, I mean, any aphids that are in a tank are going to get eaten by a fish. I don't really
That's
know a lot
true.
about turtles, but I know that some of them really like to eat plants like their lettuce. So there may be nothing. It
Yeah, if
depends
it
on the
doesn't mess with
turtle.
them though.
And I am not a turtle expert at all.
Me either.
Yeah.
Remember one time I caught a turtle and thought that I was going to keep it, and I was 5 and thought it ate what the Ninja Turtles ate, and that's not the case.
That's not the case.
And also they need lids, and I really don't know what this turtle needed or what kind of turtle it was. That's bad research on my part.
My ex-husband, when I first met him, so he would have been 19, he had turtles. They are difficult creatures. A duckweed cottage cheese
Mm.
Duckweed is very nutritious. It's very high in protein. You can make smoothies out of it. Obviously, wash it really, really well first if it's from your tank. But it's very good for you. Well, I think
All
it's
right, well,
good. Let's roll. Let's go. So first one is $46 to Dan's Fish.
and refreshing one more time. And yeah, we have 15-minute warning, so we're
I think we're
gonna.
good.
All right, spinning $46 to Dan's Fish goes to whoever the wheel lands on.
Skipper's Aquariums.
And it goes.
Woo! Way to go, Skipper. Just email Steven and I'll email you. Because your Dan's Fish email or your Dan's Fish gift card can be emailed to you. So the next one we'll do is also Dan's Fish, $46.
All right. I'm writing these down because I just realized I don't have a Jenna to take notes. I have to like be independent
Write them
and
down.
stuff.
I don't have
Yeah.
anything in front of me to write stuff down. I shouldn't have to write things down on my birthday.
Exactly. I got it. Just had to open up a Word document.
Oink Master Supreme F4.
Oinky.
Woo!
Awesome.
Is there anyone luckier than Oinky? My goodness.
I don't think so.
She is the queen of giveaways. But you know what? I love Oinky. So I'm
She also
cool with
landed
that.
a good man too.
She sure did. Oinky, how about some rainbows? I've got advice for you if you want to get some. So awesome. Let's go to the next. So the next one, we are going to do $46 gift card to my favorite local breeder, Peplin Creek Aquatics and Foxy's Fishes. We're going to do two $46 gift cards.
Right. Let me just get that written down.
Because, looks like there's going to be some Aves Creek rainbows available.
Sounds good to me.
It's going to take a while. They don't grow that fast.
All right. Here we go.
Bunny Viper.
Bunny Viper.
Yay! Congratulations. And I'm just going to send Foxanne cash and she's going to email it out to you. But I think I have your email address. Pretty sure. Yeah. But why don't you just email Steven anyways?
Yeah, I'm writing it down. So far, I
win
know all of the winners and how to get in touch with them. So
yeah,
easy enough.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So now we're gonna do another giveaway to Foxy's Fishes. $46.
Okay. Making sure, just refreshing, making sure everyone's in. Refresh. There we go. Okay. I saw ABS entered. I want to make sure, and Northern Tide, make sure they're in, and then we'll spin again. Now, I hope refreshing doesn't like add the other winners back to the wheel, but if it does, we'll spin again.
Yeah, if you win, you just will respin.
Yeah.
Because Oinky probably would win again. She's the best luck.
All right. This is for the second Pepin Creek $46 gift card.
Oh, this is US only. US only.
It's, yeah.
Benjamin Peters.
Benjamin Peters.
Yay! Congratulations. Email Steven.
Are y'all hearing the wheel music, by the way?
Yeah. All right, the last two giveaways. These are open to international people. Just $46 to Amazon. Buy what you want. I mean, if you want to spend it on cat food, Fat Kitty would approve.
Okay, refreshing.
Refresh.
Rachel trying to get me to sing, even though the music is audible.
Foxy,
All
wouldn't it
right.
have been great if you'd won your own gift card? Like, would you have to buy yourself you would have to buy yourself $46 worth of fish. And I know you're capable of that. I know what you're capable of.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, so what is this?
So this is $46 to Amazon, and we're gonna do two of these.
All right. So this is just cash, basically.
Cash to Amazon. You can spend it on cat food, like Fat Kitty would approve.
All right, here we go.
Mystery Snail Guardian.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Annette,
Gardens.
I know you have cats you need to feed. So
Yeah.
you can just spend it on cat food. Yeah, and do I have your email, Annette? I don't even know, but Steven will send it to me. So, All right, one more, and this is $46 to Amazon. And if you can buy off Amazon, you can win it.
Okay, refreshing. I see Darlene came in there. All right, she's on the wheel too. And final spin, $46 to Amazon.
Linda Worth.
Linda Worth.
Yay, Linda! I mean, it's a great place to get cat food. But if you want to get yourself a treat, I also understand that. Get yourself something fun. Well, that's all for giveaways. I'm tapped out. Yep. And, it's a good thing I'm not older. But thank you, everyone, for being here on my birthday and helping me celebrate. It's been a wonderful birthday, and I appreciate all of you so much. And your friendship means so much to me. And I love this community, and I love our Fishfam. And I am so grateful for all the love and support that I've gotten since I've been part of this. Thank you, mods. You're the best. And thank you to our super chatters. I mean, Steven's going to spend those super chats for my birthday. I mean, he's got to put Fat Kitty through college somehow. So
we almost have enough for a textbook.
Oh my God, not even close. Maybe 10 times and you will. But yes, thank you, lurkers. Thank you, replay crew. Thank you, everyone who brought questions. We love your discussion. I mean, we're on 72 Wet Your Plants, Steven. That's crazy. That's wow. And that's all because of you guys,
Yeah, much appreciated.
I could be at yoga class right now, and I'm not because of you guys.
Awesome.
So otherwise I would be doing yoga.
All right. And someone post a link to Scotty because he's on in 5.
Yes, go to Scotty because Scotty has over 600 subs. He said he'd do a giveaway.
More prizes. Awesome.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.